have some legit questions about dating. You know, today's Thanksgiving. I hope everyone had a very happy and healthy and well-fed Thanksgiving. But, what is it when you just are starting to date someone and you don't spend holidays together, right? Birthdays, Thanksgiving. Is it not a big deal? Like, oh, it's too soon to do those things together, or does it mean something, right? I understand that like family dynamics can often be delicate and embarrassing, and maybe it would be too much to expose a new lover to that. But, if the alternative is not seeing each other, to me, that's never a good indication. That's never a good sign, not to see the person at all on the special day, whether it's your birthday, Christmas, Valentine's Day. It has never, ever, 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 ever been an okay thing, in my opinion. And I would love to know your opinion because, you know, one can certainly use these signs as not a pretext, but a reason to cut things short. I mean, we're all busy. We have a ton of other things to do. So, why not pour that time and energy into yourself and not into, especially if a relationship isn't going to go anywhere. You can just sort of look at the early indication of this, I would think, and just, leave it at that. Is that terrible? Is that cold-blooded? I don't know. Let me know what you think, because you don't want to be like a sucker, and you don't want to like hound people or be too much. But, for my purposes, it's like, well, if this is nothing and it's going nowhere, what was the comment? That, this person had to spend time with family, and what was the comment? Something about that, oh, let's play it by ear, right? Like, sometimes when you encounter people and they're sort of smarting from their last relationship, whether it's about, people who didn't really want to be with them, or infidelity, or divorces, or that kind of thing, which happens, right? You don't want to be like not an understanding person, but it could just be a simple fact of someone not being ready to date, or just, if it's the busy time of year and they're on a show or on a particular kind of project, they may not have the time and the bandwidth, which is fine, right? But when there is time and there is bandwidth, it kind of, to me, it sucks to not be a priority, right? It doesn't make me feel enchanted. It just sort of feels like, oh, okay, is your, I won't even call it a relationship. Is it something that you clock in and out of, that you're not, in a way, a priority? These are my questions, right? Like, certainly it's a win in this atmosphere to, start talking to anyone, right? It's such a, it's such a crazy time in our country and in our world, but, you would hope that you could have a rhythm where, you both kind of share an understanding of like what is enough, maybe even just the bare minimum. And if it doesn't sort of live up to that, then like you kind of are feeling like, am I wasting my time? Because I could, spend my time doing other stuff and not making preparations for that, and not, having a lot of conversations that are time consuming if it's going to ultimately be something casual and pointless, which is what playing it by ear, or, I, in circumstances where people are asking for you to wait for them to get over, bad things that their ex did to them. Or, have you ever been in a situation like that where it just, the momentum suffers? I'll put it like that. It's not a no yet, but in a way, I think maybe I would be sparing myself more questions and wasted time just to kind of cut it short. What do you think? It's not really like, I recently have had to end certain friendships with people because they were being, sort of negative and undermining. And, no one has the time or the energy to get picked on by our so-called friends. You just get to the point where you could either get really, really mad. You try to explain like it's not helpful, but they don't want to hear it. And on top of it, want to gaslight you about what they continue to do. It's like if someone said to you, "Oh, why are you wearing that shirt?" Well, obviously because it has a Thanksgiving type theme and it's a little bit gangster. But I don't need, sort of the peanut gallery to question me about the shirt I'm wearing. Trust and believe I know how to get dressed. But it's the word is temerity, right? They're just so bold and reckless to say what is on their little, minds, and they're being petty. It's the pettiness for me, and, the disregard. Like, people don't necessarily think about what you feel, and I don't know. I mean, I do feel like people have negative emotions, and I also think that people have things to hide. What are they hiding? Is it worth continuing down this road if it's not, achieving the result that you want, especially when it comes to the holidays? The whole point of cuffing season is to get cuffed, not to be, left out in the cold when it comes to, holidays and life events and all that sort of thing. Am I overstepping? Am I being a little bit too bold? It's one thing with your friends. It's one thing with, I don't know, someone that you're going on a first set of conversations, first set of dates with, but is it too soon to kind of read the signs and say, well, if this person's like, on the one hand, planning things for us to do in the future, but on the other hand, leaving you out of, just the daily family business, right? Are you part of the family, or are you just some sort of like sidecar to the to the motorcycle that is the main part of their life? And is that where you should stay, just being in the sidecar, right? And if it's just the sidecar, well, then that's hardly worth the effort, I think. What do you think, right? How soon is too soon to be integrated into someone's family events? And, if that person were serious about you, I don't think that it would be a question, right? Because I feel like I'm being deprived of my ability to investigate. Like, you can listen to the stories that people tell you, but that's never going to tell you as much as seeing and hearing and feeling. Are there cultural differences? Is your person sparing you from a lot of negative dynamics with, relatives? I think we all have relatives who act naughty on holidays, who just wild out. I certainly have, I have a sister who is, I would never go to her house for Thanksgiving again. So poorly behaved. Just stunning. And I'm not saying she doesn't have her reasons, A lot of people are trapped in marriages that, they're living a lie, or there's, some financial abuse, and she's a very responsible person. But it's no one else's responsibility. Those decisions that were made and that you continue to make are yours. You don't have to tax everybody for it. So, I don't know. It's, I'm contemplative here on Thanksgiving night. I am very grateful. Obviously, you've seen me with a big smile on my face of late. My ego is in a healthy place. I love attention. I'm not going to lie. But I don't like feeling confused or having questions about this stuff. I yearn for clarity. But I'd rather come on live and talk about my anxieties and fears and concerns and questions and skepticism. It's very, very compelling. Like, you almost want to have a mic drop moment and either, drop the person, block the person, or have an argument. But that's not the smooth move. You gotta, just be quiet. It'll sort itself out. Whatever's gonna happen will become clear. But that muscle of, let me just not beef. Let me just not complain. I don't know. People have extreme circumstances in their families. Woo! Some of the stories I've heard this year have been violent and crazy and addiction, and I mean, I shouldn't even repeat this, but just the notion that you can have a relative who is so into substances that they do it to the point where they go to sleep and, shall we say, behave like an infant, like the whole get up to go to the bathroom thing goes out the window. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being drunk enough to go, 10-1 and 10-2 on yourself in either your bed or your relative's bed? And I'm not talking about like an elderly person or an infant, like just a regular old adult, but that's how plastered they tend to get. I mean, that puts a different wrinkle on the whole, family gathering, long car trip. There are people, and we all know them, people who drink from sunup to sundown, smoke things from sunup to sundown. That's not me. I'm definitely a fretter. I'm a anxious person. I try to limit how much strife I indulge in, but I thought it would be an honest moment to come on live and just talk about what I'm kind of having a dilemma about. I am loving this Chapstick Total Hydration vitamin enriched lip oil in the flavor Sweet Nectar. I don't know if you can even see that in the viewfinder, but it's just, their plain flavor or scent, and it is quite a lip oil. I think lip oils have become quite fashionable lately. They're a little bit less shiny than some of the glosses, but it does give you a nice sheen over top your lip color and your lip liner, right? You never want that kind of too sticky. Like those real sticky, like amazing looking glosses are great for night or when you're out, but if you're, at dinner, at work, if you're concerned about getting that, escaping Mormonism is Cooper. Hi. If you're concerned about, not getting too slick of a product on a significant other, then this chapstick item is right. It's right on time. What's up, Cooper? Happy Thanksgiving. Why does your what is it called? Why does your why are you called Escaping Mormonism now? Like, are you a Mormon? That's That would be quite a surprise. Does that mean you've converted to Mormonism? Inquiring minds want to know. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for popping up on my live. But yeah, against the Mormon church. Well, I'm not sure how to feel about that. What did the Mormon church... Is that guy that went to that nightclub in Colorado? They're saying his father expressed concern that he's a Mormon, but now they're claiming that the perp in that shooting is non-binary. Never converting. Well, never say never. You know, the Scientologists could get hold of you any day now. I understand that they have a special wisdom that you can access through their church. You know, sometimes the human organism has questions about the meaning of life and eternity, and certainly some of these different faiths can provide answers. Whether or not those are the right answers is up for debate, but it certainly seems possible. Like this shirt I'm wearing seems to indicate a dialogue between some leaders in the European community and like there's like a Native American person. It's really quite an interesting shirt, but I thought it kind of portrayed the colonial question on a day like today. It's a very cute sweatshirt. What was Cooper's comment? Live chat. Where is the chat? Yes, happy American Thanksgiving. Absolutely. Did you enjoy a large, juicy turkey and some sweet potatoes and green beans and cornbread and such today, Cooper? But yes, this is my dilemma. Like, is it a problem when you date someone and you don't spend holidays or birthdays together? What is Cooper's opinion? Huh. But yeah, you know, if you've ever struggled with these kinds of questions, right? Now, I could be a nudge. I could text and email and call and complain about this, but I would rather be a little icy about it. Like, oh, you're busy. Oh, me too. You know, and see how that plays out, right? You throw off the rhythm of things, and you know that cuts both ways. You can't really spend all your time like griping and carrying on, right? I think I can find a... Oh, no problem. But I think I can find enough things to do with these thoughts here on live, on YouTube, on TikTok, on, different social media, Instagram, and feel like I've done something constructive with these questions and this energy rather than being, a bit of a neurotic and a bit of a spaz, right? I want to seem cooler than I am. I don't feel quite cool about it, as you see, but I can play it cool, right? It's just between us how I actually feel and think about this situation. Hello, Coops. What's going on? Just asking, like, if you're dating someone, what does it mean if you don't spend Thanksgiving or birthdays together? What does Cooper have to say about it? Well, that's the situation. Like, if it's Thanksgiving and they don't invite you to Thanksgiving, is that because you're not really in a relationship, or... No, I doubt it. I very much doubt that. Is there someone embarrassing they don't want you to see, or are you the embarrassment? I think these are legitimate questions. And certainly in the when we look into the sands of time, we will, everything will become clear. But, that's certainly my question. Any relationship is a relationship. Yes, well, that makes sense. Did I wash this brush? I can't tell. I think I didn't. It would be valid to ask if they're not comfortable. Yes, it would be valid to ask, but would that be the cool thing to do? To ask? Or do you just make a correction based on... Yes, everyone's concept of a relationship is different. We'll see. I mean, thus far, I've just become unavailable. And I think that that's the very least I can do. Why be cool if you want things to be hot? Well, you want things to be right. How is that equitable, right? I'm taking my time and I'm making my effort, and then no, not a while. If they're not committing to plans. No, not committing to plans. I mean, honestly, I was so exhausted today. I appreciate not having to go through a lot to, to do a Friendsgiving is a very easy in, easy out thing, but it does leave me with questions about that person's, family event to which I was never invited. Now, I wasn't trying to get invited, but I have the questions. Both. What does it mean? Does that make the relationship less significant? Does it indicate to me that I'm an outsider when it comes to family and close friends? Because, I've certainly been to a ton of Thanksgivings when I haven't been, home, where it was people I was dating and, pretty horrendous food. But, I went, the alcohol was better than the food. I don't know what, I think so. I'm not sure. It's honestly not even been that long, but I'm nosy. I guess that's the question. How nosy do I deserve to be? And does it mean nothing? It's certainly left me with enough questions that I'm here on live on YouTube asking for your wisdom and other people's wisdom. When was the last time you added so-and-so into your world? Recently. I don't know. Is there something to hide? Why would they invite into yours? What does that mean? Why wouldn't they? I think this might indicate that things are more casual than I perhaps would have hoped. Just using this very fluffy kabuki brush to blend our cosmetics so that they look and achieve what John McClane calls seamlessness, right? That you let the pigment... I haven't heard what? I'm a woman in what feels like a long while. Invite you into theirs. Why would they invite you into theirs? Well, that's a valid question. They certainly didn't. At the same time, if you've... Uh-oh. At the same time, if you've... Oh, no, of course you're not ready. I'm sorry. I mean, we'll see. But anyway, this is today's makeup look, complemented by this very interesting kind of orange shade of lip color from our friends at Thread Cosmetics, available at selected Targets. This is the shade Fiery, which is appropriate. It's quite orange in the tube, but it kind of washes out to more of a punch colored kind of coral on my lips, and then I complemented it with this Milani Coral Crush Cheek Kiss. It's number 120 if you're ordering online. But a fabulous combination that sets off the hot fire of oranges in this very beautiful, dramatic, colonial sweatshirt that has many faces and many, you know, whether they're angels or villains. This may be some kind of classic painting. Cooper, do you know what painting this is? I'm unsure, but it kind of gives you that Baroque feel. Well, maybe, but you know, it definitely puts a chill on things, right? I'm not in a mood to discuss. Can't see it clearly. Here. How's that? Is that Caravaggio? What is this? It doesn't say on the label, and of course I think this gold chain element is not part of it, but it looks Caravaggio, yeah? These faces, some repeat on the, you know, it's a, as you know, I'm an avid thrift shopper, so I like when I find like interesting things. I'll definitely look up the artist and see, you know, what was this painting about? It seems to be about colonialism because of this person who seems indigenous on this part of the painting. And some kind of loincloth, and then somebody over here who seems to be suffering the vapors or something. I'm Canadian. Huh. Wait. Are you a Canadian or are you Cooper? Oh, you know, I'm so overwhelmed. Escaping Mormonism. For some reason, Escaping Mormonism, I thought that C. Smith and you were the same person. Why am I dumb? But thank you for coming to my live. Caravaggio. That is interesting. Huh. Wow. Well, that's my dilemma. You know, I'm trying to put on my little halo and play it off. It has not been pleasant. I'm not sure. Escaping Mormonism. You know, thank you for your input, and you know, it is most welcome, and hopefully this will, it of course will be fine, but you know, it's led to some questions and doubts on my part, you know. Holas aren't your thing. I don't know what that means. Hola is hello in Spanish. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably stay on live for another minute or two. Halos. Oh, certainly they are. Look, 1, 2, 3, right here. I could take them and put them on my head, right? There's one for everybody, right? Everyone can use a little bit of a halo. You know, you just try not to devolve to the place where you're just arguing and whining and complaining all the time, right? You want to play it cool. Not the cool girl, but you just want to be a little bit low key. Oh, here we go. Oh, Cooper Smith, always negging, always. Well, we'll see. But, you know, Tanya has the night off. Tanya's doing what she wants to do. You know, no more service tonight. You know, it's like, you know, people let you step outside the rhythm of whatever nascent relationship, then that rhythm is lost. Will it ever be regained? Who can say? You know, I do feel like this indicates something. Oh, you're always criticizing Cooper. Always. Horns. Nobody wants to be accused of having horns. Like, but you know, that's the that's the questionable and confusing charm of Cooper. I don't know. Is it, can that be true? Are you both named Cooper? Anyway, that's me. That's my dilemma. Thank you, gentlemen, for stopping by. I'm gonna wrap it up, wash off this makeup, remove these fabulous star earrings, and get some sleep and stop. Oh, I know who you are. Hi, Canadian friend. I had no idea you would actually come on my live and listen to me whine and complain. But yeah, that is ironic that you both have the same first name. So strange. But yeah, thank you. I've been seeing you on TikTok as well. Although I haven't seen that many of your posts on TikTok or the other place. But, oh dear. Cooper Smith puts on a halo. But yeah, let me know, Cooper Canadian, when you are going live, or, you know, if I can help support you when you make posts. That'll be super cool. My indigenous brother from up north, the Cooper Institute. All right. All right. Well, very good. All right. I'm gonna go nurse my tender feelings offline, but thank you both for joining me. You guys are brothers by name. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye. House of Tanya. Happy Thanksgiving. Yes, a collective of Coopers. Exactly. You have to find more. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. All right. I'll probably go live and do some posting on different places tomorrow as well. So I'll see you then. All right. Cooper up north and Cooper down south next time. Bye.